Hello. We just received our new book order from Scholastic, and we're excited to have new to our room Raina Tegelmeyer's new book, Guts, which is one of the follow-up novels to Smile. And if you notice, it is a graphic novel. Lots of kids love graphic novels. So if you are interested in checking out her new book, it'll be available come Monday. Next book that just arrived was Linda Hunt's Shouting at the Rain. She likes to write a lot about kids who have different types of learning abilities, and so I expect this to be a fantastic read, so check that one out. Gordon Corman, hardcover, level 13, a slacker novel. This is about a boy who loves online gaming and starts to feel a little bit overwhelmed with schoolwork and a club he just started, and he's not sure why people are not all that excited about having an animal joining up in the gaming life, the video gaming life. So that's kind of an interesting story for us if you're interested in finding out more about this book. New book out. It's called The New Kid, and it's by Jerry Craft. And this, again, is about a boy who starts middle school, and it is a graphic novel. And so it looks like a fantastic read. Rather easy to read, easy to follow. Lots of really great illustrations. Should prove to be an excellent read for just about anybody. Here we go. Lauren Tarsh's next book. She has about 39 books to her collection. This is her 40th, I believe. Has been writing for Scholastic. She lives in New York. Fantastic author, and a lot of kids enjoy this particular series. It ties together historical information and that nonfiction type narrative with the way she tells her story. So fantastic. So check that one out. Here we go, a new fairy tale twist by Jennifer Donnelly called Stepsister. This looks like an incredible one. The stepsister wants to be like Cinderella, so if you look at the front cover, this is inspired by the fact that the stepsister wants to fit into the glass slippers, and she can't, so she decides to cut her toes off to try to change the way she looks so that she can fool the prince. But when the prince finds out, that leads to all kinds of drama and suspense. So if you're into twisted fairy tales, this might be for you. One of our newer ones from Jennifer Nielsen called The Resistance. This takes place in historical Germany and Poland. The Nazi concentration camps are at full vigor, and our main character decides that she is not going to stand by and watch what happens after one of her siblings is taken and another one is sent to the concentration camp. She decides she's going to do something about it. So excellent story if you're into Nazi Germany type history, and or if you like to read about the Holocaust. So interesting stories there. Push this off to the side a little bit, and I want to show you two books. Both of these are books about a very similar topic. The first one is The Brave New Girl. Second is Strange New World. And this is basically very similar to The Uglies by Scott Westerfield, where people are trying to look a certain way, except this is about the scientific genome and making people look a certain way. And our main character feels like she is different because she actually likes a boy, and she starts to try to have conversations, and she is not supposed to be able to do that. And so if this is discovered, then all of the other manifestations that look like her may also run the risk of being destroyed. So high intense futuristic dystopian novels. So check those out from Rachel Vincent. Speaking of Scott Westerfield, here is his new one. It's called Shatter City, and it's entitled Shatter City because survival is just the beginning. So if we take a look at the back of this story, even when you're pretending to be someone else, you can't escape who you are. I mean, really? How exciting does that sound? So it sounds like a pretty fantastic story about two sisters who are very much alike, and one now becomes missing, and she has to try to find her sister before she is discovered, and she may have to take revenge against her murderous father. So, wow, that sounds like a fantastic read if you're into like mysteries, kind of dystopian type of stories. Big fan of Stranger Things. If you are interested in Stranger Things also, here's a new graphic novel for you. It looks good. If it doesn't get checked out the first day, I probably will check it out myself. So get your hands on this one. Another new one. Technically, You Started It by Laura Wood Johnson. This looks like an interesting story. I'm not sure it's going to be necessarily good for me. However, I like the way it's set up. It is set up like a bunch of text message conversations. And I thought, I don't always have to find books for myself. I got to find books for my kids. So I know that students are really into using their phone a lot. And this is about a girl who is super excited to be texting a boy. Except there are two boys with the same names, and so she's not exactly sure which boy she's talking to. So it leads to quite the drama. So technically, You Started It. Check that one out. This is a kind of a coming of age kind of a story called One True Way by Shannon Hitchcock. And it is about two girls. One is Allie and one is Sam. And they are in middle school. They're friends. And they are kind of into each other. And this kind of takes place in the time period of the United States when people are trying to learn about tolerance and acceptance and about how that looks for them. And so this may be a door, a window, or a mirror for some of our students. So that has been added to my collection. Next book, Orphan Monster Spy by Matt Killeen. And this looks really interesting. Another war type story. However, this has a lot to do with the fact that this girl has been commissioned to be a spy to help get rid of the opportunities of a potential bombing in Western Europe. So the back of this kind of explains that. I've kind of held it there for a little bit. But that sounds fantastic. If this is not checked out, I am definitely reading this for myself. So Orphaned Monster Spy, meaning after her mom is killed, she has to go into this particular job to try to save a whole bunch of other people. Getting ready for Halloween. This book is called Creep. And it is pretty creepy if you read the back. This is by Irian Corrigan. And it's about how this family mysteriously picks up in the middle of the night and moves away. And they start getting these letters from potentially people that are in the house. And they're not exactly sure who these people are. So kind of freaky, I would say. So check that out if you're into Creep. Okay, next one, Anything But Okay. This story is kind of personal, I would think, for many people. We know who are involved in service to our country. Having said that, there are many that have PSD, post-traumatic stress disorders at some time. And this is about a girl whose brother comes back from serving in the military, in the Marines actually, in Afghanistan. and he gets in a fight, and it's very difficult for him to get engaged with people in conversation. He kind of withdraws a little bit, and so it starts to break down not only the family but the community after he gets in this altercation. So it's about these friends and how they're dealing with the social impacts of having someone coming back from the military who's anything but okay, I think. So check that out, especially if you're into things that kind of pull at your heartstrings. With that said, we have this other, it's very short, a little short novel. It's called The One Left Behind by Willow Davis Roberts. And this is a story about a girl who has a sister who has passed away. I believe it's her twin sister, Angel, and everybody else in the family is able to move on, and she just has not been able to. And so this story is really really difficult for her to tell, and I think that there are many people who sometimes like those emotional kind of stories that like I said, you can kind of empathize with others who've lost people who are close to them, and so this gives them an outlet to express those kind of feelings. So if any of these books, either stack of these looks interesting to you, please feel free to step by my room and check one of them out. They are ready. Thanks, and have a great day.